I will have to rewatch the videos of Super Bowl 54 to see what I was talking about with Andy Reid being a nine life path. But it's very clear what is represented by the Niners is the bet that the ninth repeat in the history of the NFL is happening against a team that's called the Niners. And Andy Reid is nine life path numerology. So how do you get the nine life path numerology? March 19, 1958, Super Bowl 58, 1958 is 23, 5. 19 is 1, that's 6. March is 3, that's 9. So Andy Reid is 9 life path numerology. So Andy Reid has to win the ninth repeat in the history of the NFL against the Niners. But don't think for a second that this San Francisco team is going to win. They passed on Patrick Mahomes. They're not the only one that passed on Patrick Mahomes. There are a few other teams like the Bears that passed on Patrick Mahomes. But the third pick in the draft, they passed on Patrick Mahomes. You don't have Patrick Mahomes on the field. You are losing the Super Bowl. You're losing to GOAT Patrick Mahomes. Why is it that State Farm is 31? Because it's already been decided. Taylor Swift is heading from Japan to see her boyfriend win the Super Bowl on the 42nd day. To see the Chiefs go 4-2 in the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, she will not. Well, I think she'll get plenty of sleep. You take the sleeping pills, you sleep 9-hour flight to Vegas, whatever, how much time it is from Japan. I don't think she's going to have a shortage of rest. But yeah, you have to get going very quick after Saturday night to make it to the Super Bowl the next day. It's just be in and out of Las Vegas, basically, if you're Taylor Swift. But you're not going to make Taylor Swift, try to beat time and all that, fly all the way back only to see them lose the Super Bowl. So, she'll get the victory. There ain't no doubt about that. The 49ers can cry all they want. I don't give a damn. The whiners will blame it on the refs again. Oh my God. Blame it on the refs. Blame it on your gay ass team not drafting Patrick Mahomes. What else should we expect? It's your own fault for not drafting Patrick Mahomes. It's not the refs' fault. Oh, the refs. The refs' fault. The refs' fault. The refs. Oh my God, 40 widers. It's just, oh my Lord. God damn. 40 widers, 40 widers. Oh my Lord. They'll cry about the refs. In Las Vegas, they're not paying out these people coming over from San Francisco, from California. No. All these people it's going to be a home crowd for the Whiners. Las Vegas not paying out all these bets on the 40 Whiners. Use your head. Use your goddamn head. I've been talking about that all year long. They will bet the house on the Super Bowl. Las Vegas will. Las Vegas will get the Whiner fans to bet the house. They'll win their little NFC bet, but this is our time now. I'm the time of my life. They will not win the Super Bowl. Oh my God. Do you really think Taylor Swift is going to see the Chiefs lose the Super Bowl like that? The Ravens have zero chance. Go to the GOAT's videos after the game. I will link every Ravens video at the end of the game. This ain't the year for the Ravens. Next year for the Ravens. It's about a matter of timing. Ravens will not make it till next year. He is born at Zachary, Louisiana. Doug Williams. Do your research. You'll never lose again. The Ravens are winning the Super Bowl next year. There's nothing that can stop Baltimore next year. Okay? But you have to go down to the Chiefs before you win the championship. So, yeah. And I do not think Lamar is going to get the number 1 seed next year. But is he going to ball out? Every Ravens championship run, they were a wild card team. The Ravens beat the Steelers. They beat 2 other teams. Ray Lewis and the 2000 Ravens. Yeah, that defense was great, what have you. The Ravens, they beat Luck. They beat Manning. They beat Brady, and they beat the Niners. So, the Ravens don't win Super Bowls as a number 1 seed. And the Ravens were number 1 seed with Steve McNair in 2006, and they ended up losing, I think it was, to the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. So you see, they have you where they want them right here. We already know the Ravens are not winning anything this year. He's got to win at the birthplace of Doug Williams. So how can the Ravens win the Super Bowl this year? How? It cannot. It cannot. Now, what I need to still do, what are teams' records in the Super Bowl going for a repeat, for example? When the Seahawks went for a repeat, they didn't win. So what's the record of teams going for a repeat? That's what I need to do. So the final analysis has not been done yet. That's what Andy Reid's 9-9 path is about. It's ninth repeat. Winners will not win. They don't have a quarterback. The AFC is just tougher than the NFC. Bills are better than the Lions. Bills are better than the Packers. Ravens are better than the Lions. Ravens are better than that. So I believe what we saw with the NFC during the 90s as being the far superior conference, we will see that history on the AFC side because the AFC has all of the star coaches and star quarterbacks. Your John Harbaugh, your Jim Harbaugh, your Andy Reid, what have you. Are we going to include the coach of the Bengals, Zach Taylor? Well, he did come from Sean McVay. So, and they did not completely collapse with the backup quarterback. So the Bengals are still a team that's going to be legit, that people are going to doubt the Bengals. Bengals can't win, Chargers can't win. They just watch. This is why Bengals lose next year. People are going to be doubting the Bengals. And everyone's start doubting the Chargers. I've been reading all these comments on Facebook that, Jim Harbaugh is on the same old Chargers. It don't matter. But Jim Harbaugh is a winner. And then so that matters. And Jim Harbaugh's win the championship with the Chargers. That Spanos wants the market share of fans in the LA area. And that's what it is about money for Spanos. It is about money for Spanos. He won't get the Super Bowl, obviously, but it's about getting market share of LA fans. LA fans are California faggot-ass fans are bandwagon motherfuckers anyways. They'll go bandwagon the Chargers even when you're a Rams fan. They'll bandwagon them because LA Rams, right? And the Jim Harbaugh, he was with the Niners. And Jim Harbaugh, he wins without the whiners, and the whiners still haven't won since Super Bowl 29. So I feel there's great prospects for Rams fans to say, take that, whiners. Jim Harbaugh won when he left, you sorry-ass motherfuckers. So that's what I see there with the Chargers. Did Fangio go to the Eagles? I thought I saw something on Facebook with the Eagles. And I mean, if you see Greg Roman and Vic Fangio on the same team with Harbaugh, these guys are winning the Super Bowl because the NFL was rigged against the Niners when Roman and Harbaugh and Fangio were on the Niners. You see Kyle Williams was supposed to sell out because they wanted that East Coast Giants Patriots rematch. Pete Carroll had to win at New Jersey. He used to be coach of the Jets. So uh, uh, Roman and Fangio and Harbaugh, they had to sell out there when the Niners lost against Richard Sherman and the Seahawks in 2014. Ray Lewis was the script in 2013-14. Joe Montana, Joe Cool, Joe Flacco. So, if Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh are on the same coaching staff, then it means that it was rigged against these guys, and these guys are going to get one back from the NFL. So it will not surprise me to see Roman and Fangio on the team, although from a matter of philosophical differences, Roman may not be a good fit for Herbert, so I can see them going in a different direction. But it's not about matchups or anything like that. If you watch the same game as I did last week, the Bills were elite defense, but then they're a bunch of amateur nobodies against Patrick Mahomes. So it's rigged wrestling. The Bills looked like the worst defense in the NFL last week. So you just got to let go of that crap because over 70%, everybody thinks the Ravens are winning. Las Vegas is going to murder the public. It's WWE. I mean, Purdy made his debut against the Chiefs. So he's got to go up against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So that's your script. Messi didn't rob it from Haaland. He won the World Cup. Haaland didn't score in the Champions League final. He didn't score in the FA Cup final. And those were great teams. Messi fully deserves it. He's the GOAT. He fully deserves it. I fully deserved it. Andres Messi. He deserves the award. That's all I can say. He deserves the award. The fact is Kansas NFL hates the Raiders. So even though the Seahawks got fought at the Cardinals Stadium, Mark Davis is a cock, and the Raiders are losers because they didn't have Jim Harbaugh. So the Raiders suck. They really do suck. Bunch of no good losers on the Raiders. Jim Harbaugh, fucking bum ass team. All these Raider fans, man, it's just NFL is not going to give one to the Raiders. They want the whole Davis family gone from the Raiders before they win a Super Bowl again. How do they force this guy out? Does he have any children that can become heir of the Raiders? You need that bum Mark Davis to die. I mean, it sounds. It is rough, obviously, but that is what it is going to have to take for this to go down. You see that you're not winning anything, Raiders. You sold out. If you wanted to win, you'd stay in Oakland, but people are going to bet the Raiders every year. People living in Vegas, so this team is just sold out. They're just about, oh, we're the tallest ass fucking silver and black team. It just, they're like the Cowboys. They're just a little marketing platform. They're not a team anymore. The Chargers are the real deal. So go Chargers. Go Jim Harbaugh. Side with the winner. Jim Harbaugh's winning Super Bowl 61. The Bengals are winning with Joe Burrow. I know the year Burrow's winning. Lamar Jackson. I think the rivalry that they should build the rivalry is If the NFL is that white supremacist, you see, Ravens win the Super Bowl, but Joe Burrow, Joe Cool knocks off the Bengals in the year of Super Bowl 60. That's what has to go down. Oh, he loses against the white man, Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow, the best quarterback in the division. Oh, my God. You see? So I can see the Bengals face off against the Ravens in the year of Super Bowl 60 with Joe Burrow winning the Super Bowl that year. And after I predict them to defeat the Lions in next year's Super Bowl. What are we looking forward to next year? Maybe you wouldn't predict Lions, Ravens, and you'd see exactly how Dan Campbell used to be an assistant coach with the Saints who are hosting the Super Bowl. Jared Goff made it to the Super Bowl last when he won at New Orleans. Like, you got to do your goddamn research. I do my research. I do. I'll be writing Dan Campbell off next year, I guarantee you. When the Ravens go down, I'm your guy to listen to. When Brock Purdy wins his scripted NFC title game, I'm your guy next year. I'm your guy. I'm a real SOG. You have to listen to this guy because he has dissected how the script of Campbell ties into next year for the Detroit Lions. 6 years and a month after Lamar Jackson's first playoff game till he faces off against Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl. Again, you do your research on the Ravens. They are the old Browns. The old Browns have to face off against the Lions again. Browns-Lions 4 times in the 50s. This is where we get the Lions and the Ravens, a.k.a. the old Browns, the players. They moved from Cleveland to Baltimore, but Baltimore, you're considered an expansion franchise, but you get to keep all these players coming in from the Browns and all that. But no, you're still the old Browns. Brown Steelers was the hot shit back in the day in that division. But they're no longer the Browns. They're the Ravens. I believe GOAT to LeBron James is the greatest player ever. If he's the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, if I'm correct on the Chiefs. I mean, it was just God sent for the Cardinals to not have the frickin' Seahawks win the Super Bowl at Glendale. But the NFL hates the Raiders. You're not a victim. You're not playing victim. You are victim. And Al Davis wanted to keep the AFL by itself. He was against the merger. This is why the NFL hates the Raiders. They got back at Al Davis by having the tuck rule game happen to begin the next dynasty. The NFL hates the entire Davis name. So even though Mark is not associated with the AFL, trying to stay separate from the NFL, they're going to get back at that clueless, oblivious loser who can't get a freaking haircut. I mean, Mark Davis, he sucks. From YouTube, only $100 a month since YouTube takes half of it, and I have withholdings for taxes and all that. But yeah, you see, Mark Davis don't care about winning. And Jim Harbaugh needs a quarterback, so he's going to the Chargers. So Raiders are losers. Gay-ass franchise. Don't be a faggot rooting for that gay-ass fucking franchise. These teams are not your friend. They are part of the same entity. Patrick Mahomes makes money for every one of these 32 owners who make money from revenue sharing. The Ravens make the money from Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl. You see, that's not what they want to talk about. The Ravens get revenue sharing from the TV money. More people are watching. when Taylor Swift is in the Super Bowl. Because the football fan is going to watch the Super Bowl regardless. But if you know nothing about football and all you know is Taylor Swift, you're not watching the Super Bowl unless Taylor Swift is in the Super Bowl. So with Baltimore Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti, he's going to win the Super Bowl next year. His team's not going to make it to the Super Bowl. He gets more money from Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl, but I'm telling you, I am going with the Ravens next year. I have a purple velvet blazer. I have a purple tie. I have a black shirt. So, I'll be all dressed up for the Ravens Super Bowl run next year. I don't know how bad Europe is suffering from. There's some conservative countries in Europe that are holding well, and there's some countries that are letting anyone walk in the country, open borders. So we have a kind of an open border problem here. I mean, you know, you got to take care of your own damn people first before you let all these people come into the country like that, and the citizens have to start paying taxes for all these people. So even though I'm a Democrat, all this open borders crap is just unsustainable. Veterans are freezing in the street, and they're freaking housing all these people coming into the border. You know exactly. And there's not a single payer system still in this country. But anyway, I'll talk a little bit more about politics. Even though, if you're wondering what my political theories are, uh, once Trump is gone, we'll go towards libertarianism in this country. And Donald Trump is unelectable, but then people are going to get behind Ivanka because she's more liberal than her father. She'll be for women's rights and all of that. So, there's opportunity for the GOP. Plus, Democrats say Kamala. She only got 2% of the vote. So Kamala's president. Democrats are losing in 2028. So bottom line, Biden wins re-election. Kamala's president. And Ivanka Barbie doll will be in there in 2028. Let's connect the Barbie movie to Ivanka, okay? If you're wondering about politics, is what I got with politics, okay? I printed loser Trump to lose in 2020, downplay the pandemic. They'll get behind Ivanka in 2028, okay? These are my political theories. I printed them years in advance, all the way back to 2020, 2021. Just like I'm printing Harbaugh years in advance for the Bengals years in advance. So the fun doesn't stop here. Oh, okay. I will provide you my Cash App, okay? So I do get voluntary requests to donate to me. I don't start begging for money every video, but I'll show you my Cash App, okay? Now my Cash App is a real ass name. Now if the Chiefs win the AFC, I will request donations because I did it the right way. But Big Baller T is my name. Big Baller T on the Cash App. Big Baller T. That's my Cash App. Big Baller T. Chiefs win the AFC was the sure bet before the playoffs. I did a lot of future parlays with the Chiefs to win the AFC. Being very smart, very pragmatic. Not worrying about the Super Bowl or anything. Just win. Just win the AFC. That's all. Just win the AFC with a home field against the Bills in the Ravens. That's a very pragmatic league in the future parlay. Obviously, Lakers over Celtics, all that obviously. Because we connect the Bucks to revenge for the loser Phoenix Suns. And Durant's airball against Milwaukee while he's with Brooklyn. I appreciate it. Believe it or not, people do ask me, how can I help you? How can I give to you? So I know people have done well with the knowledge in the world. So the only way for me to get more voluntary donations is if the Lakers and the Celtics make the finals. I mean, you gotta just go with the Celtics win the East, Lakers win the West, combine that together, and you enjoy watching the finals. You don't have to worry about Celtics winning or anything like that. Just get the Lakers and the Celtics to win the conference, and you can sit back and enjoy the show if you're being smart about it and not being too greedy. I've been reading about that story. That's a very weird story. There's two guys that were high school friends with the guy. The guy wears headphones. He's sleeping. He doesn't hear people knocking through his door. You don't walk up to a cop with a wine glass. So that's BS. They didn't freeze to death. They can't freeze to death like that. Although people who suffer from alcoholism freezing to death. Although I think it was probably fentanyl coming over from the border. That's why they had drugs laced with fentanyl. It's probably my guess as to what happened with these three dudes. But there are three people that died. It'd be the third loss in the Super Bowl for the Niners. The Niners had the third pick. They passed on Mahomes. Solomon Thomas is no longer on the team, defensive tackle from Stanford. The Niners did not take Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is the GOAT figure. They're not going to win anything in the next 5 years. Kyle Shanahan should pull a Harbaugh and leave. I think the Niners won't win one until the Cardinals win one. This team moved to Santa Clara. They sold their soul. The Niners are cursed. They're cursed. Because home teams don't win the Super Bowl unless if you're an LA team. They're not. Purdy's going to be a scrub. He's going to flame out in the next couple of years. I guarantee it. He's a fraud today, but without a running game, without a defense, he's just an ordinary quarterback. He's a fraud. Brock Purdy's a fraud. The Lions suck. He's going to beat the Lions, okay? But he's in a weak conference. The NFC is very weak compared to the AFC. But the whole media is going to predict the Niners to win the Super Bowl. This is how they treated Colin Kaepernick, like he's the golden boy that's going to transform the game. What happened to Kaepernick in the Super Bowl? Oh, he's transforming the NFL with the read option. What happened to Kaepernick? I did predict Kaepernick to flame out. He couldn't read a defense. He couldn't throw. Purdy's only as good as his supporting cast. He's proven that. Mahomes, it doesn't matter what you throw at him. He was elite. Nope. Purdy's a scripted actor. He shouldn't make it to the Super Bowl, but he will because he's a rigged actor. He's a 7th round pick. Purdy is a WWE actor. He is a fraudulent actor. He is an actor, not a football player, not a quarterback. He is an actor. It's about Taylor Swift. Purdy will be exposed in the Super Bowl. I know. Where do they find these frauds like Purdy? I know. Where do they find this guy? Purdy's a joke. Go Mahomes. 9th repeat against the Niners. Andy Reid 9 light path. That's numerology. Purdy's a joke. 4-2 in the playoffs. Super Bowl on the 42nd day. Go Chiefs. Mark Davis is a cock. He's a cock. He don't care. I went from Cowboys to Chiefs. Not once have I predicted the Niners to win the Super Bowl up until the last game. So I knew the Niners would not win the Super Bowl this year. They passed on Patrick Mahomes. Get it in your head. Taylor Swift is having a magical ending to this championship. The Warner fans are my property when I win the Super Bowl. When I win the Super Bowl, I own their fans. I own every one of these fans. Las Vegas is not paying out the people from California. They're not. The house always wins. Global suckers from California. They're chasing false gold. San Francisco's a shithole nowadays. They shit on the streets. They shit outside the store. These businesses are leaving in drones. San Francisco's a shithole. That is a shithole team. That's a shithole city. They're not underdogs. They're minus 300 favorite. What are you getting that from? The Lions are a team without experience. This is a guy who played his first playoff game, Jordan Love. The Chiefs are winning. There's nothing that can stop the Chiefs. He's a psyop. Kaepernick is a psyop. Let's go back in time. The whole media raved at Kaepernick like they're raving at Brock Purdy right now. Oh, my Lord. It's same exact history. Well, you'll be done watching football. Taylor Swift fans will be watching the defending champion Chiefs next year while the Niners go another year without winning a Super Bowl where they, the referees, you passed on Mahomes, you cocksucking faggot. You had the chance to draft Mahomes. The referees didn't lose it. The Niners lost the Super Bowl when they refused to draft Patrick Mahomes. This is why you're called the Wires. What do you mean, how did the Chiefs wide receivers they got open? They got open all week long against the Bills defense. What game were you watching last week? All I heard about was how the Bills defense was going to end the Chiefs, but they looked like a bottom 5 defense. Did you understand that the NFL is a rigged wrestling league? It's no different than rigged wrestling? How do you people talk about the Ravens like that? You're watching rigged wrestling. Mahomes is the golden child with blue eyes and some white blood. Lamar Jackson is going to have to sell out. This is how your white supremacist league works. You had Newton against Manning. You had Kaepernick against Flacco. These dudes will sell out because they are employees of the NFL. But you're reading it wrong. The Ravens fought at 2-3 in the AFC Championship game against 23-5 light path Patrick Mahomes. That's numerology. Yeah, no numerology first. The gematria, not the real code all the way. It's about numerology. You cannot dissect Lamar Jackson like I can dissect Lamar Jackson. I have studied every detail of Lamar Jackson. They don't change the script every time. This is BS. You can either read it right the first time or you cannot read it right. I don't play victim. I keep on going about it until I read the script the right way. I was perfect with the script last year. This year, Cowboys was a far reach, but we do get the Chiefs, the ninth repeat against the Niners. Exactly, it is double coded. Dallas Texans 33, but Patrick Mahomes he's not gonna fall to 3-3 in the Super Bowl. He's gonna improve to 4-2. The N-word is Gamache 42. A black quarterback has to win the Super Bowl. It's a golden boy Mahomes. The NFL is a white supremacist dictatorship. And Lamar gets a ring. Yeah, he does. He doesn't get 0. Lamar does get a ring next year, but he doesn't win 2 or 3 Super Bowls. This is still a white-blooded quarterbacks league because the NFL is full of white supremacist owners. Purdy's not the shit. It's Joe Burrow that's the shit. It's Justin Herbert that's going to win the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 61. Now there's the original plan, Niners Ravens. The original plan was the Chiefs against the Niners. There's no flipping script nonsense. There's no playing victim. I did get these Super Bowls right. People were predicting the Bengals to win that Super Bowl. This is not even the greatest sports prediction. The greatest sports prediction is go kill LeBron James to win his 5th ring at the Celtics. No, the greatest prediction was Argentina to win the World Cup after Saudi Arabia lost. Everybody had the Chiefs and the Niners winning last year's conference title games. People went 0-2 last year. That is what happened. People went 0-2 last year. Wonder why I delete all the troll comments? Because these people are sorry-ass motherfuckers. They don't know how to predict it when it's down to 4 teams. This is why, right there. You don't understand the Ravens till you get down to what Doug Williams represents. Oh, yet again. What do you mean if Ravens win? You think the Ravens are gonna win? You just don't get it. Taylor Swift is gonna see her boyfriend in the Super Bowl. It's rigged wrestling. Ravens! 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 People. Tom Brady's 35. He'd win 3 out of 5 Super Bowls. Brady's first completion to the 35-yard line. They will fall again. They did not draft Patrick Mahomes. The Bills had the 10th pick originally in 2017. They traded to Kansas City. Why is it that the Bills haven't beaten the Chiefs once in 3 attempts? Because with that 10th pick, the Bills could have selected Patrick Mahomes. And it's going to happen no differently for San Francisco. Mahomes is going to make him pay for not drafting him. Because they don't know how to pick a quarterback if their life depended on them. It is going to burn for this team. They're going to suffer. They could have had Patrick Mahomes with the 10th pick, but no, they fail. There's no such thing as a 3-pin in the NFL. They had the 3rd pick in 2017. Well, you're a Niner fan, but your team doesn't know how to draft a quarterback. It's too bad. Niner fans will blame the refs. It's scripted. You guys are going to cry about the refs, but you losers didn't take Patrick Mahomes. That's your problem. You didn't hire Andy Reid. You didn't hire Patrick. Well, you sure talk like a Niner fan, because believe me, this fan base is going to cry like there's no tomorrow. Is there any reason why we call this the 41ers? Because Patrick Mahomes is the golden child of the NFL. You had your Peyton Manning, you had your Tom Brady, you had your Terry Bradshaw, you had your Troy Aikman, you had You're Joe Montana. This guy is winning back to back like Tom Brady. Of course it was rigged. I predicted the Niners to win that game. They're going to lose. It's right in front of your face. Andy Reid is 9 life path. Do you study numerology? Do you want to learn numerology? They're called the Niners and 9th repeat. This team, this is not even their biggest failure passing on Patrick Mahomes. Their biggest failure was not taking Tom Brady. All right? That was their biggest failure right there. We will be talking about it for 3.5 hours on February the 11th. You had Tom Brady. You had Patrick Mahomes. You could have had any one of these two quarterbacks. Just sign Tom Brady for 1 year. Swifty's going to enjoy the Super Bowl. They're going to turn off the TV if the Chiefs are winning, losing by 17 points. Swifty, this is the Super Bowl to watch. Go Taylor. Go Taylor. Bad blood, period, blood for the 49ers. NFC is weak. AFC, they have the quarterbacks. For 49ers, they don't know anything about the quarterback. People are reaching. They're reaching. Taylor Swift is 16-7 life path. Why is Taylor 16-7 life path? Travis Kelce's going to win the Super Bowl for a 16th playoff win. Do you want to learn knowledge or do you want to be asleep? That's the honest question. Do you want to be asleep or do you want to learn knowledge? Why is Taylor 16-7? Why can Travis Kelce win a 16th playoff game in the Super Bowl? You just got to come to terms with reality. I don't know why it says message retracted. What the hell did that do? Len Dawson, number 16. He died right before the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last year. They can honor him with a repeat. What does 29 after 12? Oh my God. It ain't about the 29, bro. You don't have a quarterback. 30 years, Camacho, 30. It's going to be 30 years without winning a Super Bowl. Because you're a 49er fan. You have been caught. You are not a 49er neutral. The 49er fan base ran Harbaugh out of town. That's why I hate 49ers. They ran a great coach, Jim Harbaugh, out of town. It's the curse of Santa Clara. They sold out. They're all about money, the new stadium. They're not about the Rio diehards living in the city. This team is cursed. They will not win until they move back to San Francisco. Yes, Thucker. You're not reading it right. I have not learned one thing from you. Everybody predicted Jimmy Garoppolo to beat Patrick Mahomes in Super Bowl 54. Even Hackery Hubbard predicted Jimmy Garoppolo to beat Patrick Mahomes. This is all that needs to be said about these kind of people. They were all predicting Eagles last year, too. I faded all these people. Ignorance is bliss. This is the Taylor Swift show. Some of us will hit it every single round. The Chiefs over the Bills, Chiefs over the Ravens. then the team that passed on Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, sacrificial. These people driving all the way to Las Vegas to bet on the Niners. You think they're winning the Super Bowl? Hell no! I've been telling you guys all year long. You're not going to have the Niners win at Las Vegas. They're not paying out the Niners in the Super Bowl. Believe me on that. Nobody was predicting the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. This team is cooked. This is why I'm more right than all the losers who lie and sit here and say I'm wrong all the time. Because they are loser trolls. They predicted Jimmy G. They predicted the Bengals. They predicted the Eagles. That's their problem. The house always wins. People don't believe in the Chiefs against the Bills, against the Ravens. This is the team that makes Las Vegas record-breaking profits. They're mocking the public with this Brock Purdy nonsense. Oh, my God. NFL has made it known as the Taylor Swift show. Las Vegas wants to make record-breaking profits. They're not going to pay out all these people driving out from California because it's illegal to bet in California. You gotta be a slime mind. You gotta be a slime mind. Not a slime mind. Bills 0 for 3. They passed on Patrick Mahomes. They originally had the 10th pick. Use your head. Not using your head.